Hello and welcome to Let's Try. We're trying Pacific Drive. Now, I covered this earlier in the year before it had come out, and I covered the demo. At least the first part of the demo, up until, as much as I could. And the game came out, and I didn't grab it day one, but I did fairly soon after that. I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of positive press for this game. I've also seen quite a bit of negativity about it, and I guess I want to cover my thoughts on it, and as well as just show it off, because I think it is deserving of praise. I think it really, like, by the end of this video, I hope that you'll know for sure whether it's the kind of game that you want to pick up. I'll put the link in the description, of course, and let's get into it. So let's it's gonna be a difficult thing, but let's get into what this game is and is not. The first thing I'm gonna do, there's some corrupted energy up there. Let me just set that up. So we're gonna be making our way over to that junction. Now I am about 2/3 into this game. You can kind of tell that by the fact that I have the outer and sort of inner parts of the zone available to me. I am heading into the home stretch of this game, and like this next mission will see me getting into the deep zone. I'll talk about what that even means in just a second, but let's get on the road. Here's my good friend, the car, the Revenant. Okay, we're gonna get into quirks in just a second. I don't know if I like this new stick as much. Oh, the car is off. There we go. Wow, I just changed the stick and I don't think I like it. All right, let's get on the road. The first thing is, I know people have called this game a extraction game, and I understand that, and I feel like the game does kind of, give you that impression. I don't really think it is. I think it's a trick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to this one point here. We're gonna be doing this full range. This will be a long video because I have a lot of thoughts, and there's also a lot to talk about. Maybe we'll book it through some of these zones, but some of them I'm just gonna kind of show off the main loop. I'm doing my best to avoid spoilers, so if there's some cuts here, that's why. I think that this game is a survival scavenging game for the most part. It's called Pacific Drive, but I mean, like, I don't know how much driving you end up doing, really. Like, you do, of course, but you also do a lot of getting out of the car and roaming around and picking up stuff and avoiding hazards for the most part. Like, you're not actually doing all that much driving, at least not in any conventional sense. So, like, I think it gives off a certain idea of, like, what the gameplay is going to be. You're not doing, like, high speed chases on the road, or like running away from things. And it's actually one of the things that I really appreciate about this game is that, for the most part, as far as I can tell so far, there aren't really any enemies. And in a way, this game is closer to a walking sim in some ways than it is to a extraction game, or like an action adventure kind of game. Like, it's something we haven't seen a lot of before, which is a walking sim with, like, mechanics. And I know that almost betrays the concept of what a walking sim is in the first place. Like, I feel like almost in a way a walking sim is dictated or defined by the fact that it doesn't have mechanics. But it is sort of what, the vibe that this game gives off to me. I spend a lot of time wandering around, collecting goods, and waiting for, like, the next story beat. The extraction part, like, I know that gives off an idea of, like, well, you are always at risk, and every single time you go out into the zone is a risk, and you always have the potential to die and have to start, like you lose a bunch of stuff. Almost kind of gives you like roguelite vibes. That's what I think of when I think of an extraction game. And this game has that element. It promises that element in the sense that like, oh, hey, if you die, then that excursion will not count. You will have lost that progress. It does actually make that claim. And you'll see it occasionally in even like these loading screens, like, hey, just so you know, when you die, it's not over. You lose some stuff, but you are going to lose some stuff. But I've been playing this game for 16 hours. I haven't died once. And I've been kind of like talking to a friend who's played through the entire game. They never died once, ever. So like, I think it's a weird thing that the game kind of sets up this like danger element, this risky kind of like vibe of, oh, it's an extraction game, and yes, there are dangers, and yes, there are risks, and yes, there is conflict, and I definitely, there are moments where I feel genuine fear of loss. I have had exactly one moment where I've like, oh, I might actually die here. This is as close as I've ever come to death. And so yeah, that threat of an armored door. That threat of like loss is there, and it does make you genuinely feel something. Like you genuinely feel fear. But it's really not the thing I think that defines this game so much. It's like, I hate this word, but like it really is almost like a cozy horror. I think that is actually kind of that's a pretty accurate description of it, because the horror is in the landscape. It's a mysterious and alien place that doesn't really make a lot of sense, and it is filled with these kind of bizarre and horrific things in it that that they're not horrific in a gory sense. They're horrific in an alien sense. Like you feel like almost like this liminal vibe of this is a place that people lived in. Ooh, what is that? Oh, that's one of those cutter anomalies. I don't think there's any risk of it coming through here. Like, you just like look at this and you're like, yeah, that's kind of terrifying. And these things, they have like kind of a weeping angel effect where like you'll look away and then suddenly they're in a different spot. But again, they're not really aggressive. They don't have that vibe of like, oh, they're chasing you. They're not chasing you. They're just strange. They're just unsettling. Like, the game goes for unsettling vibes far more than horror. And yet, it gives me more of a feeling of unease than some horror games ever have. So like, what do you do in this game? Like I say, you roam around and you collect resources. Don't worry about old Floaty over there. He's not going to hurt you. He's fine. He's just looking for some piece of scrap that he can collect. Like that one. You can have that, bud. That's fine. That's for you. And you do this, you collect this resources to upgrade your car, to repair your car. Honestly, well, I always profit. There's never a feeling of like working uphill in this game. Like, I'm not spending all of our resources like repairing the car. That's not something you have to worry about too much, but you do spend quite a bit of them repaying the car, and like repaying into the car, into repairing it. But you are kind of working towards a new upgrade, some kind of advancement. Like, you can see how much time has gone into this car, right? Like this is all lead plating that gives me protection against radiation. These are off-road tires. They give me a little bit of extra oomph when I'm rolling through the hills, which you do tend to do. Bio headlights, those are just like really bright, almost aggressively bright. I'm almost not a fan of the of those. So that thing's gonna spin back in the other direction so I can head behind it here without worrying too much. You do get to know the world. You know, you get to know the anomalies. You get to know it's almost like it's got a character about it. Oh, I hate these. Those are like some of my least favorite. Those ones make your ooh. I'm surprised that isn't yeah, okay. I was surprised that didn't make those guys explode. Those guys explode, by the way. Those crash dummy looking things, they actually explode. Yeah, you get to know everything. Like everything has a character to it, almost an ironic character. Like everything feels like it's got this layer of I don't know, snark to it. You know, anomalies feel snarky. These things, you know, like if I drove under them, not to say that there isn't any threat, they would they shoot a little plunger onto my car and then pull it towards like a wall or a hazard or something. They can't do it. If I put this car in a drive, they aren't strong enough to actually pull it you know, that in a dangerous way. We're gonna grab that anchor and shove it in there, and that's a resource that we use to well, there's a couple things we use it for, but primarily we use it to unlock new technology, which we will then build to upgrade either our car or something else. You can upgrade and build new parts of that workshop. Oh, I don't like that. I feel like that was pretty close to me. I meant to, I guess we're downhill. I wonder if I can make it up this thing now. Yeah. Time spent rebuilding my, or building up my car has made it so that I can actually drive uphill. Can't tell you how long I've been waiting for that. And it's still pretty difficult, to be honest. Oh, God. Come on. Come on. Nope. All right. Well, I want to get to... We got to get up on the road, up on the hill there. There we go. All right. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You gotta floor it. Ugh. A moment like this is extra terrifying when you have a gateway open that you have to get through while a storm is kind of chasing you. No, I said that nothing chases you in this game, and nothing does, but it is technically extraction in the sense that you have to get to a point of extraction. I cannot get up this hill right now. I really just didn't want to have to go the long way around, but it looks like I'm going to go the long way around. That really bites, actually. Oh well, I cannot drive up a mountain, I suppose. Hey, is my engine damaged? Or sorry, looks like my fuel is damaged. That's never happened to me before. Interesting. I wonder how that happened. I don't even know. I'm not even sure what I do about something like that. I've got repair, I have things that will help me repair, but I'm not sure how I repair the fuel tank, if that is in fact damaged. Let me check the monitor here. Huh. Not seeing any readout here for like fuel tank. I wonder how I ran out of... How did I run out of fuel? That's not something I've ever done before. Okay, hold on. We're gonna fill it up, and maybe I'll just keep an eye on it. Maybe it's this new engine just burns through fuel at a like ridiculous rate. It is a new engine, I did say that, so I'm just not used to it, I suppose. Let's put that back in there. Nothing to repair, I suppose. There are quirks as you kind of damage the car, and I mean, you are going to damage the car. Unleaded fuel only. New mechanics. New mechanics fairly late in the game. We'll see if I can do something about that. As you damage your car, you will acquire quirks, or the car will acquire quirks, and they're pretty fun actually. They're in a way it's like the car acquiring characteristics, but like, you know, things like when you turn right, then the windshield wipers will start to go off uncontrollably. Things like when the battery is low, then like the door will fall off, and you will get to know these and maybe even appreciate them in some ways. I've seen there's at least like one person on Twitter that I was following was trying to acquire as many quirks as possible. I think you can get 4 max. Let's grab some fuel from there. It's not a lot of fuel. Those barrels are barely worth it, to be honest. It's better to find a gas station. We're gonna just roll through here. I don't like... Oh god. That was a bit of terrain that burst out of the ground. I'm not a huge fan of this zone. This is one of the early zones that I always forget exists. And it's just a very complex, like you can see, this is a mess. There's a lot of resources to claim there, but I'm not a huge fan because navigating those roads is a little bit of a nightmare. There is so like, it's a weird thing, but there is sort of procedural generation. Not really. It's kind of very, very loose and limited. It's like, imagine they just like flip the road in the opposite way and then place buildings in different places. Like, this whole zone is handmade, but it does shuffle things a little bit just to add some more variety. So this is overcharged electricity. So these are extra hazards. This is a dangerous or more dangerous zone. And we can see on the right side there some of the extra hazards that we will be facing. But I can also tell that I don't really know how much I want to go there, because there's not really much resources that are gonna suit me. We could go through here. I am trying to get to this zone. This is gonna have corrupted limb energy, which is good. This one here has unstable limb energy, which is also good. I can tell that, by the way, in the top right corner, you can see where it says low and low. The first low is how long I have before the storm starts. We'll kind of get into that. We'll see what that looks like. But I think I'm just going to go over here, and I think I'm just going to drive through it. I don't really want to go looking for resources. I'll stop for a gas station. And those are the... You know, there's an example of the kind of decisions you're going to be making in this game. Is like, once you get into the mid and late game, you'll get a feeling of like what resources you need, which ones you want to prioritize. Like right now, I know I want to prioritize. Most of the things I really need are actually in the swamp, in the deeper zone, where there's very strange kind of fungal resources that I can collect, and eggs and swampy things. And I need those to, not just for repairing my car, but to upgrade some things. So here it says, the warrens and overcharged electricity. Warrens are like the closest thing to an enemy that this game has, but they're very not scary. I can't stress that enough. Okay, we've got rain. I guess this is an example of a warren. There's a warden. They roam around and then they'll do like a little leap at you, and then I'm just gonna use one of my abilities to knock it off. And they get like one leap in them before they're spent. All right, we're gonna get out here because I want to go and grab this limb energy. I don't think there's really ever a reason not to grab these anchors. Even in the late games when specific, oh god, when this kind of energy is no longer as relevant anymore, it's still pretty good. Oh wow, that's okay. I grabbed the little dude. I actually appreciate those, like, I don't know what they're called. I think they're called like abductors or something. Nothing in this world really feels like it's out to get you. And even those things, when you, like, they're the first things you really encounter, they feel aggressive. They feel like, oh, that's a scary thing and it means to harm me. But no, actually they're just looking for things to grab. And if you just happen to be one of those things, then it will grab you. And you know, that can suck. Oh god. Oh god. Case in point, it does kind of suck. Yo, you can stop anytime. I've got my little limb pulsar to protect me. But you know, like, once you realize that it's not actually a form of aggression, it's a form of like motivation. I don't read it as very scary anymore, and I think that's kind of neat. It's an interesting and novel way of approaching a world. All right, so that looks like a gas tank. Let's see if we can't scavenge some gas. This thing here I'm talking about. I might be able to, but I might also, it might be nothing. It looks like it might be nothing. Well, there's always something. Nothing in this game is like arbitrarily placed. There's always something to collect. Game has a good sense of reward in that sense. Got some copper wire. That's actually great. Copper wire is, I wouldn't say it's very rare, but it can be hard to come by. So at this point, oh, that's the wrong, I don't know. 16 hours and I don't know which end of the car to enter. We did damage our limb pulsar, so let's actually get one of those blow torches and repair it. Oh, also, I'll just stash away our goods. So I'll probably use up this blowtorch here. Oh, actually, let's use it up anyway, because that's a lot of inventory space it's using up. Oh, I already closed it. I was looking for the door and I had already closed it. All right. You do get kind of attached to the car, and I think maybe it spoils this a little bit too soon, but one of the interesting things, this car is a revenant. It's basically an artifact. If you're familiar with STALKER at all, you'll kind of know what that means. It really is like the definition of an artifact from STALKER, except it's in a big car form, you know. But like, one of the gimmicks of it is that your character is slowly becoming very obsessed with it. It's, you know, one of those things, like there's been tons of these things, and oh, I went the complete wrong direction if I want to get out of here. Shoot. All right, let's use a healing. Whoa. No, bud. No, bud. I actually just want to follow the train tracks. It'll take me right to the exit. The game kind of like, I feel like it spoils this a little bit too soon. It'll say like, hey, are you like feeling like you need to be, you know, doing stuff to the car, like, you know, repairing it or upgrading it? Are you starting to obsess with it? Are you starting to think about it? And it's like, yeah, of course you are. As a player, that's the game, right? You are, of course, thinking about upgrading the car, because that's like your form of progression. That's your form of you know, viable, that's your reward structure. And so of course you are thinking about that. But like, it's interesting how it weaves that narrative, like it weaves that kind of like reward structure into the narrative, that like the reason you are like thinking about scavenging, the reason you're collecting anything is because you're starting to obsess with the car and you know, make it your primary like motive. So that's kind of fun. I really like the narrative in this game. The plot is it's fine. Like it's almost obvious, maybe too obvious, like based on the structure of the game, like how you progress. It makes almost too much sense, like where things are going. But there's like some twists and turns related to the characters, and honestly, I just really love the voice acting and the characterizations. Like they're just really well done. I love like Francis, Tobias, Oppie. They're really good characters. They kind of help you in interesting and novel ways. They really do want you to get through this, and I appreciate that they do actually kind of care about you. So let's go that way. That sucks because it's a very short highway, but there's still an interruption, so we actually have to drive the highway. There's upgrades you can get that will allow you to avoid these little interludes, because these interludes are really just here to waste your time. There's not really anything to collect here, but also they're straightforward, and there's generally speaking not many hazards. So oh wow, this one's actually different in that it's got a lot of stuff barely plugged. Oh, I guess we didn't have to do the interlude. This is not the interlude. This is the town. This is the destination. This is gonna be a high radiation zone. Oh god. I keep failing to recognize the source of that danger. That's one of the few things that can kind of really do some nasty damage. Okay, you always want to take some time to do these things. These are always filled with some good stuff. And look at that, we even got a story log, which I can read, and I will at my leisure. Trying hard not to spoil anything here. So in this zone, there's extra dangers, but there's also extra rewards. I'm hoping to get some unstable limb energy. We'll see if we can't get that. Ooh, oh yeah, there's one. We got an extra zappy dude, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. If you see my car getting electrified, that's actually, if I'm near an electrical source, I have a little lightning rod here that will draw energy. And that's a good thing, actually. It charges my battery, which is something I often find is needing more. Oh god, but we don't want to be near the energy. That's really bad. It's one of the few things that can kill us like instantly. Not instantly, but you know. Do we want to hang out here? This is a pretty good resource area. I'm just kind of gauging things. I'm sure we are actually in a storm right now, but this is not. Ooh, that got a little bit close. I think we're okay. Let's see what the radiation's like. There's actually no radiation, so that's kind of nice. These are really good zones. I recognize these always have lead plating. These are lead shielding, I should say. And lead is one of those things we can always use more of. Oh. Okay. You hear that klaxon? I originally thought that was the car, but it's there's little gate kind of checkpoints at the beginning and end of each of these zones and they have speakers. And these speakers are there to basically inform anyone that is here that there is a storm closing in, a bad kind of storm, the kind of storm that will kill you. It is possibly the only enemy in this game, if you can call it that. Again, it's just an environmental thing. Like, there's no boogeyman. It's just a big bad storm, and it's it'll kill you. But you know, it's good to be aware of it. I'll show you what I even mean. It's basically instability. So you see that yellow outline. I'll zoom in here. That yellow outline means a storm. So like, and this thing isn't going to kill you right away. This is basically just increased radiation. So if we're outside of our car when that yellow line comes, and you can see it's super slow, right? Then yeah, we'll take some radioactive damage. After that, then there's a more severe zone that will start to actually like damage the car and do some like really nasty stuff. That's the one we actually care about. But generally speaking, I feel like this is very, very... Oh, we are almost out of fuel again. Damn. Okay, let me see if we can't get to a fuel station. That's actually not great. I don't like how much fuel we're burning. Oh, no. Okay, well, we do still have a little bit of fuel left. Not a lot. Oh, we don't actually. Uh-oh. Huh. Well, okay, we have exactly a little bit. I was kind of watching the fuel gauge and I didn't see it go down too much, but I guess it has been. Okay, we need to find a fuel station yesterday. Let's see. Let's just turn off the lights and try and conserve some energy. Oh, we are actually very close to one. That's like we're on top of one right now. So we just have to figure out how to get in there. Because there's this annoying fence in the way. Why does there have to be a fence in the way? This fence better not go all the way around. Okay, there we go. All right, let's park here and we'll refuel not just the car. Whoops. Not just the car, but all of our tanks. I guess I'm gonna have to give this thing some upgraded fuel tanks because it's a gas guzzler now. All right, so we'll fill that up. Wonder if I can fuel the little tank from here. Yeah, we can. Nice. And then we have this tank here. Drop that. Grab that. Well, okay, so we're not dead yet, but I won't lie, that was kind of scary. It's not, I have like such a weird luck. I don't know, not luck, but like relationship with YouTube where as soon as I start recording, some weird unexpected thing happens. I'm sure this is not uncommon. I'm sure other people bump into it, but it's always a little bit unexpected for me. Okay, so we're good for fuel. We can actually take off. Why is this is super zoomed in? That zone or storm crept up on us a little bit. That thing will give us a major speed boost. Try to avoid them actually. Oh, that thing is kind of headed in our direction. Let's get out of here. I'm not a huge fan of this right now. I do want to get that limb energy because I hope that it's unstable. Unstable is like really what I need in order to unlock some of the mid to late tech. Oh yeah, we are blasting through fuel. Good lord. That's not great. Oh yes, it is unstable. Fantastic. Ugh. Oh my god. Always put it in park. If you don't put it in park and one of those abductors find your car, then you're in real trouble because it'll basically just take off with it forever. As soon as I grab that thing, I don't even think. I just get to my car and get out because this place gets nasty very, very quickly. All right, let's mosey. I'm definitely gonna need to give this car some more fuel space so I don't blast through my fuel so quickly. So this is gonna be interesting. Virulent acid, barely plugged. That means that those anchor points, they cannot be attached and basically just roll away, which is really unfortunate because this is going to be the first zone I've been to that has corrupted energy in it. But this is the swamp or the deep zone. This is not the deep zone, but the deeper zone. It's the midpoint, and it's interesting. It's definitely a different vibe. It'd be really cool if there was another fuel point. Because this is a long stretch of road to go through without any fuel. You can definitely see this game wears its influences on its sleeve. Like, there's definitely some Stalker in this. I'm just gonna go ahead and zoot through this. There's definitely some Stalker. There's actually, I feel like there's quite a bit of Half-Life in it, just in how it kind of sets up like the limb and I think it's called Abda. But like, there's all this whole like lore and backstory about the science facility that one of the main characters, actually all of the main characters, worked for and in, and they definitely give Black Mesa vibes. Not just because they're like a deep, secret kind of science facility that, worked on something dangerous, but also just like the pre and post events of that science facility gives me super Black Mesa vibes. All right, that wasn't too bad. We still have half a tank. But I'm gonna have to start being a bit more aggressive about turning off the engine if I ever do any kind of like roaming around. If you leave your car parked but the engine on, it will burn through fuel. I've watched it tick through fuel, which is nice little attention to detail there. All right, so we're hoping we can find some corrupted energy. Oh, there's some corrupted energy. I see that, the telltale purple there. Yeah, things are very fun in the swamp. All right, let's park this. I would really like to eat some more food. The food is not for anything other than recovering health. We're gonna be like exiting this zone. Let's turn off the car. I don't know if I actually do want to turn off the car, to be honest. Okay, so this is my first corrupted energy. And I cannot imagine this is going to be fun to hang out nearby. Whoa. Wasn't too bad, honestly. Oh, there is a storm like instantly here, and oh god, okay, maybe I was a little bit hasty with my. Oh my god, that is the most like dramatic change of landscape I think I've ever seen. Yo, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my god. Yo, can we cool it? How much is it gonna do this? Oh no. It actually like caged me in. Also, we're halfway through our fuel. It seems to wanna like the ground is popping up where I'm driving. That looks like fuel right there. Let's stop here. Maybe we'll get lucky and it won't yeet my car into cyberspace. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, buddy. Come on. Give me a break. So that's letting me know that there's a storm incoming. That's really good. Not good. We definitely, like, I want to get some more corrupted energy before I take off. Really glad I put it in park. So let's get to the end of this road. Oh god, both my wheels on the left side are either punctured or damaged. That's not good. Okay, this seems like a good place to stop. Let's eat some more food. Okay, so this one's punctured and tilted. This one's also punctured, so we need 2 sealing kits. Am I gonna have enough for that, I wonder? No, I need rubber. Well, we could go over there. There's a nice little facility there. Let's turn off the car. We don't want to burn through fuel. This is honestly the most excitement I've had. Okay, we want to get in here. So we are looking for rubber. Collect anything we can, of course. Oh, that was food. I'll just go ahead and eat it. Did I not eat it? Oh, this is rubber. I've never figured out how these things work, and the game does not do a good job of explaining it. So, yes, there's some rubber there in theory, but I'd have to figure out how to get it, and I'm not going to right now. Because I am kind of pressed for time. I could just use the vacuum to suck up all that stuff, but I'm just rushing. I find that is honestly fine. The vacuum is for convenience, not so much for time saved. So I don't think I found enough rubber. I only found 1 rubber. This wants plasma, which I don't really have any on me right now. So that's not really gonna work. Okay, well, we'll just have to soldier on. I do have a spare wheel I keep on me in case of occasions like this. So let's go ahead and just take that off. Throw it in there. But that's only 1 wheel. We still need some rubber for the other wheel. Oh, I forgot to put the ion shield on this. Let's see. Yeah, ion shield. Oh, arc dock. Forgot to put that on as well. It's fine. Yeah, let's put this ion shield. That basically protects us from radiation. It could be that's a good way of like I could basically get away from lead shielding and instead just have an ion shield, but I somehow doubt that that's gonna be good. Oh, I actually really need that resource. These are the sacrifices we make. No, I gotta stop for that. Oh, you know what? Don't be an idiot. Turn off the engine at the very least. We do have enough to escape, but this is starting to be a little bit scary. I won't lie. And you know what? That's at the very least, like I don't think that the game is like very extraction-y. Oh, that's fine. But I do think that the extraction element adds a good form of tension. I need that. I need it. Ouch. Something's damaged. Oh god, everything's damaged. The car is actually not doing good. Okay, let's get our blowtorch out. Okay, that's gonna have to suffice, and we're gonna have to get the heck out of here. All right, so this is what I do in these situations. So we are now like almost in the storm. We're not doing super well, I won't lie. This could be my first death. What a horrifying thing to like record. I feel like we were close to... Oh. What the heck was that? Oh man, just like everything is bad right now. Okay, I am gonna get out real quick because there might be some rubber in this. These are usually cram-packed full of goodies. You can see I am rushing now. I'm starting to fear. Let me just use one of these healing kits. Do we still not have enough rubber for a sealing kit? No, we don't. Wild. Oh, you know what? We've got time. I can deconstruct some of these tires. We're bound to get some. Yeah, there's tons of rubber there. You'll see why I'm doing this in a second. Like, why do I care? I'm leaving. Well, the reason I care is because we're gonna have to rush in a second, and I'm not gonna rush with 2 punctured tires. So sealing kit. Is this? Oh wow, that one's super damaged. Okay, that means we need a mechanics kit as well. Where's the mechanics kit? Oh, come on. It's... Just put it in the hand. My god. Okay, what's up with this? Oh, no fix. There's no fix to be had here. Oh god. Actually really bad. Okay, put this here. Okay, grab that. Do we still have the mechanics kit? We do. Fix that up. Okay. Here we go. We just straight up don't have enough time. Okay, now we have to get to that beacon. There's this roaming radiation is new to me, and it's really doing a number on everything. But this is the extraction part of this game. You really have to book it. Oh god, there's actually some really good stuff. There's always good stuff. Oh god, Jesus. Stop it. You might question my sanity here, but these are actually really hard to come by. Do. I know I left my back door, that's fine. Okay, that red storm, that's the bad. That's the big bad. Oh, is that the corrupted energy, like right there? It is. God, did I, was I just incorrect when I said, oh, hey, thanks? The abductor just like straight up shoved me in, into the extraction. That was great. Was I wrong about cozy survival? I think maybe I was incorrect. That was the most dangerous mission ever. Yeah, I mean, the car is absolutely demolished, but yeah, we're back safe. Look at it. It's miserable. It's an unhappy car. Okay, well, if I was gonna show off the next part of the game, this would be like a 2-hour video, but the next part is basically me going through the tech tree. Now we have corrupted energy. I can like start to think about what I want to upgrade next. Since a lot of the parts got demolished, I might start thinking about how we can move towards better armor, like, you know, anti-corrosive door. That sounds like it could be useful. Better tires so that, you know, they don't get damaged by, you know, things. I'm having difficulty keeping the car fueled, so maybe I want to get an expanded backseat tank or just a extra gas reservoir. That's definitely an option. So things like that. I start to think about how to upgrade the car. After I've upgraded the car, then we can start replacing parts. I have some spare parts. This thing here will, like, while you're away on a mission, fully kind of repair a part that you shove into it. So it's good to have some spare parts that you keep in rotation, and that way you can just, like, rather than like repairing this and using up resources, we just come over here and shove it on there and it'll naturally kind of repair. So yeah, it's just like me ripping off parts of the car. Wow, everything got like I might have to make some new limb pulsers. Those look like they've been really damaged. I actually kind of really enjoy this part. It reminds me of if you watch like a little bit of my Stalker series, EFP I think it was called, but the recovery time between like outings was, it actually is really cozy. Wow, one of my limb pulsers actually just got, like, it's gone, and so is one of my bio lights. Wow. But the recovery time between missions in Stalker was one of the things I really enjoyed about that game, is that you just like spend some time, what do you call it, filing down bullets, making new bullets, repairing your gun, you know. And there was a nice like feeling to that. It was comfortable, and I really enjoyed that. And this game also kind of has that. Like, this is another kind of example of player friction. Like, you know, one could say that this is bad game design, but I don't agree with that. I think that this is really cool, actually. I like repairing the car. I like that there's some kind of like manual labor here, because it definitely invests me in my car, and it invests me when I am out and about driving around and keeping my car safe. I know that I definitely drove it haphazardly, but you know, part of that is also a representation of the time I've spent upgrading the parts, so that I know that I can, you know, lean on it a little bit without feeling like it's going to snap into. The thermosap, that was that red part that I went out of my way to acquire. That's going to be necessary to make some more armored doors, so I might just replace all of the doors with armor. But also, the next part of the mission for me is to make a limb shield. And it looks like I have enough for that. Hence why I was so it was so important to me to get that going. Wait, was this the right thing, actually? I think that is. Was it the limb shield that I needed? Yes, the limb shield, because the things that got destroyed were the limb pulse emitters. But this limb shield is going to be necessary to get to the next part of the game for myself. So I went out of my way to get more of it. Anyway, I know this is a longish video, but it's a complex, I wouldn't say it's a complex game, but there's a lot to show off. And I think that I really wanted to give you a solid understanding of the gameplay loop in this. Again, I've never died, but that doesn't mean there isn't threat. You know, you spend a lot of time scavenging, you know, not so much driving, but there is still driving in this game. There's, you know, it's a very bizarre blending of genres, and I think that it is worthy of your time. It's worthy of your time and money. It's also really cheap. Like this, I picked this up at 20% off. It's like 25 something Canadian, and like I have it on pretty good authority that it's a, you know, 30-ish hour experience. Less if you actually just book it for the ending, but I don't think this is the kind of game you want to rush. I think it's one that you will benefit more from if you take time to enjoy it. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button, consider subscribing for more of this, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.